division. Set to make his way to the cage out of the blue corner, Zach Brewer.
And Zach Brewer, AKA Magic, 1-1, age 25, standing at 6'2", weighed in at 185.9 pounds, fighting out of Atos Jiu Jitsu.
So I'm hoping, Atos is known, Jiu Jitsu says it all. I'm expecting some grappling out of him.
Yeah, Zach, I've trained with Zach quite a fair amount of time. Comes out very, very hot.
Oh,
Every
okay.
single time, doesn't matter if it's sparring or competition, he comes out hot. But he really relies on his boxing for the most part. He's coming off of a knockout win in his last performance, but he's got solid jiu-jitsu too. So, if I'm Zach, I'm thinking to myself, what is the easiest avenue to win? What is the least resistance that we can encounter? I'm probably looking to put my opponent on their back.
But because of the boxing background that you mentioned, I'm hoping to see a little bit more boxing from him then. You don't see that very often in MMA, and I'm hoping that we get to see that here.
And his opponent making his entrance out of the red corner, Joel Barrett.
And then Joel Barrett making his debut, age 31, weighed in at 184.4 pounds, standing at 6'2", fighting out of Gamebred Training Center, Barrett Combat Systems. And the thing you got to know about Gamebred fighters, it goes with the name. These dudes are always super tough. And as far as he has no MMA experience, but in his PKBs and in his Muay Thai fights, clean right hand. Big right low kicks, mixes up with striking good. Big for the weight class too, which is Zach is as well.
Yeah.
So it's like now you're kind of meeting someone of equivalent size. So maybe you are or you're not used to that. So adjustments. This is going to be definitely a solid fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. Especially, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm Joel, how do I respond to Zach's early pressure? Zach likes to use a lot of footwork. So does Joel use his low kicks to slow down that movement? Especially because he comes from that striking background being Joel. If I'm Zach, I establish my strikes early, maybe look for a takedown. If I'm Joel,
San Diego, California. This bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first in the David Shapiro Attorneys blue corner. Holding a record of 1 win, 1 defeat, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185.9 pounds, representing Nighthawks from San Diego, California. Please welcome Magic Zach Brewer. His opponent across the cage, out of the Wolf of West Coast red corner. He is making his MMA debut, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, officially weighing in at 184.5 pounds, representing Gamebred Training Center and fighting out of Chula Vista, California. Introducing Joel Barrett. Referee in charge of the action, Steve Quick.
5th fight underway, some big boys, some big middleweights.
I just noticed they're both about the same height, so I'm
Yep.
wondering if one has a bit more reach in arm length or if they're about evenly matched. And if that's the case, who's going to get in faster?
I think this fight is going to start really, really quick.
Zach Brewer also being southpaw. A lot of southpaws tonight.
I think they just like putting that down on their camo
Honestly,
profile.
I think it's an intimidating factor.
Joel very composed. Zach.
Looking to find his range a little bit, kind of circling, feeling him out a little bit, seeing which way he moves. No punches thrown yet. Both kind of reading each other a little bit. Again, both have really good composure. I was waiting to see who's going to unleash it.
And this is kind of the fight I expected. Zach scoring from the outside. Joel trying to walk him down. A little blitz out of Zach.
Give him the finger. Pointed out he didn't catch him there. I like how composed Joel is, though.
He's definitely trying to figure out where Zach is at.
I notice he does like to stay more centered. Zach Brewer trying to stay a little more on the outside. That's probably where his boxing part is.
The corner of Joel are calling for where the kick's at. Ooh, right hand right there.
With only 2 minutes in these rounds,
Little
I would
low
want to
kick
see
right there.
I would want to see a little more action between them because the rounds are a little shorter.
Ooh, left hook.
This is where I was, with shorter rounds, you want a little more thunder from
hard
both
low
of them.
kick.
That was a good low kick. Ooh.
And you see the unique, like Joel is the silent stalker, while Zach is more of the more movement-based fighter. And here we got a little bit of the action right here. Zach looking to touch with his punches. Joel trying to walk him down. There we go.
There were no significant punches landed on either side, but you can tell that they both know where their range is a little bit better now. So I'm hoping in the second round we come up a little more heated.
And here is where the adjustments needed taking place. That last round, it's hard to really say. A lot of times these referees, depending on the angle, they aren't seeing everything, right? So with rounds that are that close, you can't definitively say that was my round, right? So you gotta come out for sure the second round, and if it's going to a decision, definitely the third round.
Yes. You gotta make that impression.
So I want to see what both these guys bring. I predicted a fast start the first round. I was completely wrong.
And I kind of agreed with you. But now, I don't know. Maybe it's going to go the distance. Maybe we're just going to see a very technical fight between the two of them. That was a nice stiff jab or hook.
Not a single takedown attempt out of Zach.
Maybe just an attempt. Attempts would be great. Again, we had talked about earlier, just making them react. Because both we have seen, have really good striking. Using those setups or attempted takedowns to set those strikes up would probably make a really good
right hand right there.
Stiff jab there. Made him trip a little bit on that kick.
Both guys start adding more strikes to your combos. There's a lot of singles being thrown. Ooh. Kind of a cross body low kick. Ooh. Both guys threw hooks at the same time and it spun them around. Zach touching with the 1-2.
Joel really likes to throw those low kicks. Again, he should be setting those up a little bit better.
Another right hand. And Zach continuing to use his movement. If I'm Zach, I'm still looking for that single, but he's lunging like that. Ref calls time. And this really benefits those explosive fighters as well. If you're constantly jerking and moving, that when they slow down the pace like that, it almost gives you a second to recharge.
Yeah.
We've got a little replay going. Ooh, groin shot.
A little bit too low on that kick.
I mean, it happens.
No, I mean,
it
yeah,
happens.
it's well, not guaranteed, but it happens more often than people probably think.
We got 20 seconds left in this second. If somebody can land something clean right now, I feel like it might be their round.
It's a big possibility.
Yeah.
I feel like especially Joel, like you mentioned earlier, he has a really clean right hand. Could be a potential for that here. Zach Brewer finally picking up the pace a little bit more, kind of pressuring him.
And Joel's trying to line up that overhand. He keeps throwing the right to the body.
Oh, which is
just at the buzzer, another groin kick. And it was right at the buzzer, so Zach's definitely got to let his groin recover for a moment, but then the round ends.
So they'll both get a little extra time for their recovery.
And that also is very dangerous, especially when objectively you should probably take a point away the next time a groin shot happens, right? So especially when the fight is this close, that 1 point taken away, that could be a huge deciding factor.
That's a big factor. People don't think that 1 point, it's 1 point, but in MMA, that's a big 1 point. That's almost like taking 10 points away. Not 10 points, but
yes,
it's a bit. It makes a big difference in your scoring, especially when you're kind of already like tied in between rounds or like
right.
At least got one. Yeah. Going to the official break now.
Part of the reason why that's happening is because we talked about in his Muay Thai fights, in his kickboxing fights, he really likes that right low kick. But you can see Zach is occasionally shifting southpaw, and that's generally when that right kick is going to the groin. We get a little bit of the action right here. Both guys, ooh, right hand landed by Zach right there. Yeah, and you can see he was southpaw right here. That lines up that rear leg for not only the body kick we talked about, but also the groin shot. I mean, this fight is definitely not clear cut by any means, but if I'm Joel, I'm trying to line up that right hand. I gotta line that right hand up because that's really the weapon that I believe could get him this dub. And Zach, you know, keep touching away, keep touching from outside, force him to come to you. Maybe even look for that takedown, right? Low kicks, mixing it up. Third and final round out of these two middleweights.
I think they're both comfortable with each other now.
Maybe shots to the body even.
Now we got Joel's circle.
Ooh, big right hand. Oh, another right hand.
Coming after him too. He hasn't stopped.
Zach trying to pour on the pressure.
And Joel recovered a little bit from that.
Ooh, in on the single. Let's see if he can finish.
Again, we need to see some better head positioning on the cage. He's
Right.
got him. Head position's a big thing when you're fighting against the fence.
Ooh, a big knee.
That was clean. You can see him still setting up that right hand. That was a nice kick to the thigh.
At least throw it to the head, maybe. You know, you've chopped at the legs. Ooh, Zach throwing some heat. Joel just landed a right hand to the chin. He's trying to chop across that body, but God forbid another groin. Ooh, big shot to the body. These guys are definitely,
Look at his thighs.
That leg is starting to feel it. You can see the springiness out of Zach is starting to go down. It might be because the rounds are later. It might be because Joel is just chopping at those legs now. Left hook landed. Both you guys are trading.
Heavy punches on that chin.
Ooh, Joel's landed big.
Vengeance.
Zach's trying to slow the fight down. He's got 30 seconds left.
Nice body shot.
Ooh, both these guys are, oh,
Joel's going
Zach.
with the right hand.
Joel gonna finish.
Ooh, that hook. Those are some tight punches. They're clean, they're landing.
Oh! With 10 seconds
back
left.
After that.
With 10 seconds left, Joel comes out.
What a finish.
It shuts the lights off. Wow.
That was an impressive finish. Those punches were solid.
Man. Hey, he got it done. Wow. And you see in these exchanges, they're both landing clean. Ooh, that right hand. Yep, the uppercut right there.
He came back. He realized, he's like, okay, my turn. I love a good comeback.
Wow. And I mean, objectively, he might have been down 2 rounds. And he was just so calm and composed.
He figured out where to capitalize on that. All it took was one good shot, and he just had to keep pressing on that.
That big left hand right there. And you see, man, he's just throwing right now. Another right hand. And right here, you can see he's got enough gas in the tank, and he's firing. The uppercuts, hooks, mixing it up well.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Quick calls a stop to the contest at 1 minute 52 seconds of the 3rd round for your winner by TKO in his MMA debut, Joel